Hello, and welcome back to the CNO Podcast, Episode 4. It's Nathan here on the mic. Kian and Owen are out of town right now, so they won't be with us in this video. But today I'll be introducing a couple of special guests, a couple of my teammates from this year. We got Kody Gibbs, we like to call him Gibbs, and Dylan Morden, we like to call him Morden or Dylan, any of the two.
Or dildo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so here's Kody.
Oh, hey.
All right, and here's Morden here.
Hey guys.
So these guys played on my high school hockey team this year, and we'll just be introducing a few stories and some of their highlight moments of the year. And what was your guys' defining moment or your favorite moment from the year? Kody?
Playing high school hockey, man. It was a blast. It was the best hockey I've ever played. And meeting new guys and winning city championship. That was deadly.
Mm-hmm.
I think by far my highlight reel was
I know where you're going with this.
was the St. Paul's game 1
Overtime winner.
overtime winner. You know, when I got the call out to go out first shift on the OT, I was kind of surprised. Kind of telling Metcalf, great coach, just telling him, hey, get Onagi, get Greenwood, Jalen, anybody but me. And he just kept on telling me to get out there. So it was me, Osty, and Yui. And it was terrible, to be honest, because
very
the
nerve-wracking.
gameplay.
It was going back and forth.
It was Osty or you would shoot it from the blue line, and then I'd battle it out, get the puck from the corners, and pass it back up to the blue line. And that happened about 4 or 5 times. So I was dead tired.
Actually, I was on the bench because I don't get out there. But when I was watching from the bench, I saw Dylan get the puck and he was going out on a breakaway. And I saw that Ethan Lewis was behind him, and I was like, Dylan might get caught because Ethan Lewis is like the fastest guy, one of the fastest guys in our league. And I was like, you know what, Dylan? And then I was like, he's going 5-hole. There wasn't a doubt in my mind. And then, of course, comes down, snipes her 5-hole, comes down, big Selly, and game 1 win.
Couldn't listen to Gibbs. You know?
Yeah, couldn't listen to Gibbs.
Had to show the fans what I was going with. But, that was by far probably my best hockey anything.
Yeah,
That was
best
amazing.
hockey moment.
It was awesome.
Yeah, and then Kody, you had a really nice goal in Game 3 of the city finals. I'll never forget. The paper said, here comes Kody Gibbs busting in down the wall, right? So he came down and somehow found a hole, and he was busting through that hole, right?
I gotta be honest with you guys. I thought I was gonna miss the net. I was going down that wing and I was just like, what am I gonna do next? And I just shot it and it went in.
Yeah, that was pretty sweet. I like that goal. It's one of my favorite highlights from the year, goal wise. And one of my favorite things is we were playing in Brandon against St. Paul's B team, and Kody goes and kills this poor kid.
Oh my God.
and I'm like, oh my! I'm
Is
like,
the penalty box?
no. So he goes into the box for that, and then after the 2 minutes is done, he gets out of the box, skates straight up to this kid, boom, kills him right back in the box, hits him. He hit him from behind, but it was an open ice, so they just gave him like a 2 and a 10 for charging or something like that. And Kody was like, "All right, I'm going back to the box." Gets out of the box after the 10-minute. We're on the power play. He gets the puck, takes a slap shot for the point, and scores. It was like the most legendary 15 minutes of his life.
I just need a fight to make the Gordy happen.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's as close to a Gordy as you can get in high school hockey. But that was one of my favorite moments from that tournament.
I was conkied for half that tournament.
Yeah, you were sitting out for that game, right? You and Davies.
So mad. First opportunity to play St. Paul's, and I'm not able to play.
Like we always say, even though it was St. Paul's B team, it's still St. Paul's. Anytime you have a chance to play them, you get excited. You know, you want to win
The
all
rush.
the time.
It goes through your veins, and you just want to beat them.
Speaking of St. Paul's, Kody Gibbs, like the man that he is, missed one of the games against St. Paul's to go play basketball in Brandon. He goes and hoops up instead of coming to play St. Paul's with the boys. We still won. We still won, but I just remember that. I'm like, hey Kody, you excited for Wednesday? About that, I'm not gonna be there. Are you kidding me? Yeah.
Yeah. I know. Pretty questionable, but
Yeah. So recently you just signed with Dryden in Ontario Junior A. So can you just take us through your experience and the process there?
well, I probably about 2 months ago, I was like, what am I gonna do? Where am I gonna go? And I got a call, and they wanted me to play out there, and it was I was thrilled. You know, it's I thought I was gonna play. I didn't know what I was playing actually, and then they called me up, and it was just an awesome feeling. It's someone wants
no doubt. Well, you finally get to play at the level that you deserve too, because the MJHL, I guess, I wouldn't say that blackball is the right word, but they kind of blackballed you in a way, where they tell you to come out to all these camps, they tell you to come try out, and then all of a sudden, they kind of flip you off a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
For sure.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
Yeah. I thought that you were going to be playing in the MJ this year, and then you ended up coming to play with the boys. Thank you very much. But
it was a blast.
I
was thinking about it. I was just like,
it was a lot of fun.
Hockey was on my list, and I wanted to be there.
We were dressing room buddies too, sat beside each other at every game. That's just how it was. And Dill, you went up to Dauphin this year for their rookie camp. How was that?
It was actually a lot of fun. I was super, super, super surprised when I got the call in Brandon. Out of nowhere, I was just in the parking lot with my grandma, and he just gives me a card. He's like, contact me soon. I was like, what? Like, my first words was, am I in trouble? Did I hit somebody too hard?
Yeah.
Yeah. He was like, no, you're not in trouble. This is good news. I'm like, okay. I look at the card. I'm like, holy fuck.
Yeah, this is pretty
and then
cool.
My grandma's like, what'd you just say?
Yeah.
And then I was like, giving the card to her. And this is my grandma, like the nicest lady I've ever met in my life.
Yeah.
First time I've ever heard her swear. And she looks at the card. She's like, holy fuck.
Yeah.
What? So right at that moment, I felt super ecstatic because, like, for the first time, I actually got noticed in hockey. So when I went out to the rookie camp, I just tried to give it everything I had, and blew up some 20-year-old. Took out the coach because I blew him up into the bench. And
You deadly.
next shift, I scored, I think, 2 goals, and then I just got a call like a week ago for me to go back to their main camp. So I'm gonna see how that goes.
Congrats. That'll be fun.
Go kill some kids there. Yeah.
Yeah. Woo. So another thing is, I know that from a young age you probably could have played AAA, kind of like your brother, right? But you decided to play AA to focus a little bit more on baseball, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, you probably could have gotten noticed a little bit earlier, but baseball is obviously, you're very good at it.
Yeah.
So it was nice to take a little bit more time to do that.
Yeah.
And it's good to be a multi-sport athlete too.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely.
So you guys both suited up with Sturgeon Heights' lacrosse team too. Their B team. Both of you guys were deep holes. So Dylan, didn't you set the record for deep hole goals in a season or something like that?
Yeah. I walked into the year thinking, oh, this is going to be a total screw up. I'm just here for the boys.
But no, we got Sniper Daddy on the line. Yeah.
So after I found out I was actually kind of good at the sport, just kind of picked it up and, got, I think, MVP in my league for deep hole. And then Gibby over here got, what was it? What was that award?
Mr. Hilder's.
I
I
should
should
have
have
played-
played the
yeah,
cross award.
I should have played the Cross Suitor Award.
Yeah, that was funny.
Honestly, high school sports are just the best. The support that you get from the school, your classmates, your teammates is just great. It's great to go to school with the guys that you play with. Because, I mean, before, I could speak for all of us, before when you played double A, triple A, even A1, stuff like that, you go to school, you might only have a couple teammates at your school or in your class. And it's just kind of hard to get to know them and hard to become friends with them. And when you're not going to school with them, but when you're with them all day, it's fun and you get to talk about, you know, the game while you're at school and things like that, which I find very fun. And it's kind of a good way to get through school too, is it makes it go by faster when you have hockey at the end of the day.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Oh, yeah.
And it definitely motivates me to be a little bit better at school so that I can keep playing too. Just because you know, Steve-O wouldn't let me play if I had below 70 in school. So that's unfortunate for me. And
30 for me.
another thing is, I don't know if we've ever brought this up, but game 1 against Dakota, Dylan, why were you out of the lineup that day?
Oh no. I knew this was gonna come up and I was trying to dread it, but a very
You don't-
poor incident.
you don't
very
have to
poor
give the-
choice. Most people know it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
I'm
we'll-
gonna not carry on with that.
Yeah, we could just edit there. He was out of the lineup for off ice reasons that day. But you know, still showed up in good spirit. Showed up in game 2, had a good game against Rayside there, and obviously we put it in the bag. One game that I really wish that we could have closed out was game 2 of the city finals.
Oh.
We would have swept the entire playoffs if we won that game. We were up 3-2. You actually scored to put us up 3-2.
Yeah.
I think you had a nice tap in kind of off the pad.
Austie.
Yeah, Austie was definitely trying to go top shelf, fanned on it.
The worst part was I was like so hyped because I thought he just put it off his pad to be a nice guy and give me
Yeah.
the goal. But no, right after I got into the bench, Metcalf's like, "Good job, Austie. Way to put it off the pad." He's like, "Coach, if I had to be 100% honest, I was trying to roof this shot. But
Yeah.
my stick fucking sucks."
Yeah.
So
Tried to roof daddy that shit, but
It was probably his 14th stick of the season too.
Yeah.
I've never seen a guy shred through sticks like that guy. Even Evander Kane doesn't go through as many sticks as that.
He must be
Oh my
have a
God.
junior flex in.
Yeah. Also, did you guys know that I'm pretty sure Evander Kane has the NHL record for most sticks broken in a season?
no.
I
did not
read
know
that. I read that about a couple months ago that he had the most. I forgot what the number was, but it was crazy. It was like, I'm pretty sure it was over a stick a game that he broke. Like broke in game.
How
which
much
is crazy.
money would that be? And he's buying the most top line sticks with.
That's
Well,
ridiculous.
he's in the NHL, so he's sponsored,
Oh,
but
yeah.
He probably had a little bit of shit fits and just break him after a while.
yeah. Also, so another thing that a lot of people know is like what brings people to want to play high school hockey. Like, what would drag you guys away from playing AAA? Like, what really attracted you guys about playing high school hockey?
The boys.
Yeah.
Honestly,
The boys.
Honestly,
I walked into this hockey team first tryout, and I knew then and there that whatever team this is, it's going to be filled with laughter.
some fun.
Yeah.
It's
some-
going to be the new family. So,
Yeah. I don't think that there's many teams ever that were as close as our team. Just, you know, every practice, every game, at school, when we were in the hotel room, anything. It was like there weren't really any enemies on the team or anybody that was really hated by anybody except for maybe Tyler Sawchuk. But he wasn't hated for who he was. He was hated for his girlfriend. But that's
Yeah.
besides the point.
100%.
Yeah, he's a good guy and he's not a
I
bad
love
hockey
him.
player. But
I love him, but
Yeah,
sometimes
It's questionable.
that LeBron hairline can get
Oh my God.
sometimes.
Well, yeah. And if you guys are wondering where all this crumpling is coming from, we're just having some Dawns right now. We're a little bit hungry. But yeah, pretty much for me is it was my second try because I tried out in grade 10, But I just wanted to come because I wanted to have, my weekends off. I was off hockey at 6 kind of thing. And I was kind of tired of playing hockey in another area because where I live, I have to go to school in St. James, which is an area in Winnipeg. But to play hockey, but my hockey district is Charleswood. So I would be going to school with none of my teammates, and I would be playing against a bunch of guys that played on the St. James team, and they would all hate me. So I was kind of like, okay, maybe I just kind of want to play for my school.
Yeah.
So that I don't really have any enemies, because I almost got killed when I was in grade 10 by Dylan Rappenchuk and Jamie Mawiney and Cale Ballum. So, yeah, it was hard playing on a different team that year.
Also, another thing is practices and games, 9 o'clock at night, going to 11 o'clock.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was the worst.
Yeah.
Like, playing high school hockey, you got practice at 3:15. You're done by what, 4:15, whatever, and you get the whole day.
Yeah.
Like, it's
For all those people like myself that are struggling in school, they have so much more time
Yeah,
to work on stuff and so much more time to party.
that's true.
So the weekend's off, so you get Saturday.
Yeah.
So it was a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm. So, but yeah, that's just what I loved about high school. It's just the time off, pretty much. Mm-hmm. And we had the best coaching that we could have possibly had too.
Yes.
In my opinion, there's nobody
Great guy.
better. There's nobody better at our age for coaching than Metcalf.
By far was the best coach I've ever had in my
Yeah.
life.
Treated everybody fairly. He told me at the beginning of the season that I was probably going to be third line. I was third line. I was fine with that too. It was anything to play on the team, anything to play with my friends, right? And it's so good to, we had anybody from grade 10 to grade 12 on our team. So it was good to get to know guys, like since I was in grade 11, guys the year older and guys the year younger, because I was already friends with the grade 11s, but I wasn't as close with the guys older and younger.
mm-hmm. Gets you connected.
Yeah.
Gets you, because other clubs, it's you don't go to school with them, and like Nathan said before, like they're not there. You're only you see them when they're at the rink, and you maybe hang out with them a few times, but at school it's just you're all connected and you're with each other all the time, and it's just a great time.
Yeah.
And it's not like Metcalf is a nobody. Like,
Yeah.
I went to my brother's AA banquet, and he was we always bring in like a star host that like is super high up in the hockey league or whatever. Like,
Yeah, in the hockey world.
Yeah. So, I mean, playing in Europe
Yeah.
for how long, being the captain and winning the Europe league.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
He also played for Team Hungary in the World Championships. They weren't in the top division, but they're in, I'm pretty sure they call it Division A, which is the league below the actual World Championships. And he was captaining Hungary because he had a dual citizenship there, which is really cool. And it's good to learn off a guy that was such a good leader.
Oh.
And he pushed us hard every day. A huge thing about our team was fitness. There was always a fitness skate, at the end of a practice, and we were up in the gym at Elite, every Friday, and
You would do workouts with us. He would
he would work out with us too.
Those were the days that Kobe.
Yeah,
Oh,
Colby dreaded those days.
Kobe dreaded those days.
Yeah, but
Kobe. Yeah.
those things definitely helped us throughout the season, and I think the best example is obviously Game 3. We're down by 2. I think Garden City was running out of gas a little bit, and we still had a lot left in the tank, and that's what kind of fueled us to get to the finish line and get the city championship that our school has been drooling for a while.
That was one of the also biggest memories in
Yeah.
hockey. Like,
Best.
I'm telling Sawchuk, sorry, you're not taking the face off for this one.
Yeah,
Where there's a minute left.
yeah,
And I'm like, Tyler, just let me take the face off. He's
Yeah.
like, all right.
all right.
I win the face off, pass it to Yui. Yui passes it over to the MVP,
The MVP.
snipes a Gino,
Great net
celly.
front presence by Funk, by the way. That's
Oh.
very underrated.
Yeah.
If you watch the video, you see how well he screens the goalie, and the goalie is looking this way, and then
Yeah.
Aussie shot it the other way, and I knew automatically when they passed across and I saw the goalie looking that it was going in.
Yeah.
It's a
And
huge thing.
I just remember I was sitting, or I wasn't sitting I was standing up, and I looked, and Davies was right beside me, and we just jump up, and we're like hugging each other, and all of a sudden Angle like slaps Kobe Davies in the head, and he's like, Angle, I have a concussion. and then Angle's like, Davies, you've had like 9 this year. What does 10 do to you? That's what I loved is our coaches knew when to bring the humor and when to be serious too.
Yeah.
You know,
Well-
practice we had to get our shit done,
Yeah.
but
That was the best thing about our coaching lineup was our Angle,
yeah,
Watster.
Angle
Waddy,
Waddy Junior.
Junior Waddy, and Metcalf. They were all our friends, but they knew when to be
Yeah.
serious and when to be our friends. So it was a lot of fun.
Another thing is that when Metcalf was getting mad at us, he could get his point across to us without yelling too. Because I mean,
I've never seen him yell.
yeah,
That's a huge thing with coaching.
the first and I'm pretty sure the only time that I ever saw him yell was when Aussie got killed in the provincial final,
Yeah.
and that was a complete headshot.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
I remember
that was
he
bad.
put his foot on the bench, and he was like, "Ref, what the hell?" Like, he didn't even swear, right? He's like, "What the hell?" And we didn't get the call. We ended up losing the game, but I don't like to make excuses. That's not what lost us the game. They just scored more than us, and that's how it was.
Yeah. Well, also losing our top guys like Onagi.
Yeah.
I mean,
Nagy's out.
I feel like that one kid from, where was it? Dauphin? Pinawa, I think. I forget.
They're from Garden. They were called Garden Valley.
Yeah.
I don't know where that is though,
But that kid that fought Onagi was leading the entire high school hockey division
Yeah.
in penalty minutes.
Yeah.
So we knew right then and there that none of our top guys could screw with him because he'll just take them down with him. So
yeah,
I remember he screwed me up in that game.
yeah.
Yeah.
He destroyed me.
yeah.
Yeah.
That guy was definitely a tough guy, but ultimately he ended up being on St. Paul's side there.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah. I'm just trying to think of another funny story because I know that there's so many out there. Do you guys have anything that you guys remember from the year that you want to bring up?
Oh,
The
Brandon.
the fight in Brandon.
Oh my!
Oh boy.
So this is my side of the story. I was in the. It was the night that I got concussed. So we're in the hotel. I'm butt ass naked watching TV. And my roommates in the room were Sly Chuck and Kobe. So Sly Chuck's screaming at me to put some clothes on. I'm just blurring them out. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah.
And then all I hear is Onagi screaming from the poolside. So I open up my door. I walk outside, and I'm giving them both the fingers with a towel around my waist because I'm just about to take a shower. And I'm like, fuck you!
Yeah.
So I'm concussed, screaming fuck you, hurting my head. So then I'm just about to hop in the shower, and then all I hear is Tyler screaming from 3 hotel rooms down.
Yeah.
And then I walk outside the room, and it was weird because right when I got out, all of our doors started to open. Like Kobe,
Yeah.
Austie's room, Jay's room, like we
Yeah.
all opened
All
at the
opened the
same
doors.
time. So then I'm the first person to walk out with a towel around my waist. I'm like, you fuckers want to fight?
Yeah.
And then Austie's telling me to get inside my room because I'm like stumbling in the hallway trying to get to
Butt
them.
naked.
And I'm staring down their 6'4", 240, biggest guy.
All lined up.
Also, you guys have to know this is a team from Timbuktu. We don't even know where the fuck they're from, and they're last place in the C Division League of the Country League.
Oh my
You know how bad you have to be in that league? Like that's like A3
Terrible.
right there. Because the C Division teams in our league or like in our city would still kill those teams by a lot.
Oh.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, but then Austie's pushing me back into the shower. I'm butt-ass naked, ready to drop my towel and fight. And then all I see is Metcalf say, "Hey guys,
Yeah, hey,
what are
guys."
you guys doing out here?"
Angle's like, what are you doing?
Hey, boys.
Metcalf's all
Yeah.
calm, talking to their team, and Angle's screaming at us, telling us to get back into our rooms.
Yeah, and keep in mind, this is probably an hour or two past curfew too.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. That was funny.
The boys were watching a little RuPaul too.
The RuPaul was fun.
Drag
RuPaul's
racing.
Drag Race.
Worst show I've ever seen in my life.
I wouldn't recommend that shit at all.
No.
Oh. I mean, the 7 o'clock practices, those always had something.
Oh,
Yeah.
Those are nice.
Me,
I like those,
I
but
always
it's
start-
exhausting. Yeah.
I always start in fights with Dunner.
Daughter.
Me and Dunner just started whipping each other with hockey sticks and towels.
Yeah.
And then all you see is Kobe passed out after the long practice.
Yeah.
Not ready to go to school. Terrible.
Oh, I remember a story that has to be brought up. So Kobe Davies is just coming back from a concussion, and he's wearing a non-contact jersey.
Shut up.
And we're in practice, and Metcalf specifically says to us, we're doing a full ice drill, and they're going opposite ways. And Metcalf says, stay on your side, right? So I don't know, I can't remember if it was Kobe or Dylan. One of them crossed sides, and Dylan was kind of looking at the puck, and boom. Kobe and Dylan ran into each other really hard, and both of them were actually a little bit shooken up on the play. Kobe goes to the dressing room because he just had a concussion, and then he goes in, and I walk in after practice. I'm the first guy in the room, and he's just sitting there like eyes wide open, like looking in the middle of the room, like he's drooling. I'm like, man, this guy's messed up.
Guy's the best.
This guy's Frankenstein over here. There's no recovering this guy.
Matt.
He was completely out there.
To be 100% honest, I wasn't hurt. I just wanted to sit on the ice so you guys didn't rip on me for hitting the conky boy. So,
For hitting the glass, man.
oh,
I don't know how many brain cells that guy has left though.
Zero.
It's got to be close to 0. Somehow he still gets like honor roll.
I mean,
Yeah.
concussion or not, any of us whenever a party happens,
Yeah.
we go hard.
Yeah.
And we lose
Obviously.
a few.
Yeah.
We lose a bit more.
Yeah. Those parties got crazy. The one at your place was pretty good.
A lot of stuff happened that we
Yeah.
can't talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, Hattie feeding the squirrels
Yeah.
with his after his 5th.
Mike and Lisa cooking all the dogs too, cooking all the hot dogs.
I think that was half the reason why Hattie was feeding the squirrels after.
Yeah, that was.
Puking
I was.
everywhere.
Very
Yeah.
questionable night.
I was. I was laying on the deck outside, like by the fire, because I was cold, and I was just like laying up, and then I hear, and I look over and it's Sykesy, and he's like, "Why did I have 12 hot dogs?" and they were coming out in chunks, like half a hot dog at a time. I'm like, bro, did you even chew these? He's like, no man, I was so hungry, I just had to shove it down. That was awesome. We had Brady come in for that one too from Nikawa.
Yeah.
Very questionable. I almost hooked up with a grade 10. Yeah.
Really? Who?
We won't talk about
We
it.
can't be
but-
talking about that. Dude. Oh,
I may have hooked up with the grade 12 of that one, but we're gonna let that one pass on this one.
I don't remember that night.
No,
I was zoinked.
I blacked out at Colby's first party.
Pre-game with my dad was not a good idea. Big Mikey just kept on packing.
I just remember we show up and like I just remember I show up like half my team is just like sitting in the basement and they're already fucked and I'm like, boys, it's like 8 o'clock. and Jay looks at me, he's like 8 o'clock. I thought it was like midnight. He's like did everyone leave already? And I'm like, no,
Anything
nobody's
can
come
happen
yet.
there, buddy.
Yeah.
Anything's possible.
If you know, you know.
Also, city championship aftermath was at your place.
Oh,
And
that
there's-
Thursday night.
We all had to go to school the next day, and there's a hilarious video of Caden wearing a fucking like bike helmet.
I have it.
Yeah,
I have it.
Yeah,
I'll send you it.
I have it too. He's wearing a bike helmet, and he's holding a pool cue. He looks like a divorced dad. He has like the top 2 buttons of his dress shirt
He's
undone.
asking for a 24
His tie's like all the way down. He's got the scruffy beard. And he says something, and I just remember the last part. He's like, "Or else I'll kill myself." Then he hits his head against the pillar in Dylan's basement with the helmet on, and I'm like.
He said he was gonna take down my house. I'm like, okay, I want to
Okay,
see
bet.
this.
Yeah, okay,
I want to
bet.
see this.
Yeah.
So then he starts hitting shit with his head. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god.
And Sykesy with the Nerf gun fight where there's no bullets. He's like, why isn't it shooting? And we're like, bro, you don't have any bullets. And he's like, where do I find them? And he was looking for them for like a half an hour.
But he shoots blanks for a living.
Yeah. Oh, that was a great night too. Right after BP, like that was just, if you think about it, it was such a long night. We had school, like 8 a.m, right?
Austie had to fill his ego and take this trophy home at 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
I didn't wake up till 12.
Yeah. I had to go right for 8:30 because I had a presentation that day. Right.
Me and Matt Meyer went to go get Tim's, and he just blew by every single stop sign. I was like, holy shit, we're gonna die.
Yeah. We're going to get pulled over here. It's not going to be good.
Oh, me and Matt were still hammered.
Yeah. Well, I think all of us were.
Oh.
I was wearing the sunnies that day.
Who didn't?
My. Well, and then, of course, I walk into the building and I'm wearing sunglasses, right? And I look to my right. Who's standing there? Principal P. Principal P is the first guy that I see, and he's like,
of course.
He's like, so good night, Mr. Gould. I'm like, yes, Mr. P.
Absolutely.
And then he's like, you're gonna go to class now. I'm like, yes, Mr. P. And then I just head over to class. That was classic.
Classic Mr. P.
Yeah. I have an announcement. I'm gonna be playing Huskies Lax next year.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
So I'm gonna be playing. I've got my gloves.
Some D-pole?
Some D-pole.
Yes, sir.
Suka may or may not be giving me his Team Toba helmet so that I look sick out there, even though I've never played a game in my life, and we'll see how that goes. But yeah.
Screw some guys up.
Yeah.
Big blood.
Yeah.
Some yard sales.
We had some big guys leave. Maybe we got to bring some big guys in.
Yeah.
Oh.
High school hockey next year, though. It would be nice to go on a nice trip, hey?
I've heard rumors that we're going to Czech Republic.
Yeah.
So
that's a rumor that's out there. I've also heard a rumor Anaheim or Halifax, too.
Yeah.
Those are some pretty cool spots.
Anaheim was supposed to be last year, I think.
Yeah, but then it got shut down by the school board.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. That would have been a blast, too.
So. Thinking.
Yeah, so Dylan, you got nominated for Rookie of the Year this year, right?
Yeah.
In the league?
I played Double A at the start, like last year, and I just lit that up out of nowhere. Like even the season before that, I was total dog shit, worst player, and then somehow started the 4x4 camp in Double A, picked it up, and then it just all built me up to Huskies hockey and did pretty well in that. So.
Do you know your stats off the top of your head?
I know that I had something stupid assists. Like I had six assists. Like it was off.
You had a lot of goals. So.
Yeah,
it
was like 12 goals or something like that, right?
something
Like
like
you
that.
scored a goal pretty much every second game.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget, we were playing against CJS, and Dylan's coming down the right side, and he's kind of getting hauled off by this guy, and it's
Big boy.
he's on like a half breakaway, and then he unleashes this backhander that goes right by the goalie's head, and it goes like bar down. I'm like, man, that was the silkiest shot I've ever seen on the backhand too.
Oh, that was the day that kid died. So then I threw up the
Oh, yeah.
Sally throwing up to the sky.
There's a kid at our school that passed away mid-season, so we wanted to play that game in honor of him.
Yeah.
And
So, took the W. And
it was nice. We had the moment of silence before the game.
Yeah.
You know, before O Canada, and then we had O Canada. It was just it was good that the other coach allowed us to do that too. And obviously
Heartwarming
It was
experience.
respectful. It was good.
yeah, it was good respect for that. And then there was also the Battle of St. James, that game when we had the ceremonial puck drop.
Crap.
That was crazy.
That was a shit show.
Yeah, honestly, our games against them weren't even close. I think the first time we beat them
It was
9-2.
9-2, and then
Yeah.
the second time was 7-1. Like it wasn't even fair.
They threw their first goalie in, pulled him in the second,
Yeah,
and then we lit that guy up, and then they threw their other goalie back in. I was like,
yeah.
man.
Well, the first time that we played them, it was my first goal of the season.
That was crazy.
I'll never forget. I was going up to get the puck, and I got the puck, and Aussie was like, "Gould," and he lined up for a 1-T. I was like, "No, I need some glory." So I spun and turned, and I shot it kind of like through the goalie, and it went in. And then they pulled that goalie, and I was like, "Wow, that goalie's so bad that he just got pulled after I scored on him." And then they put in a goalie, and then he ended up getting pulled. I remember next time that we played them, because Westwood had 3 goalies.
Yeah.
They dressed a different goalie, and they started him, and he got pulled within 5 minutes, I would say.
It was terrible.
Like, it wasn't even close. It was supposed to be a Battle of St. James, but we were just skating around them.
Biggest crowd I've ever seen was
Holy crap.
Game 2 against
St. Paul's?
St. Paul's.
That was crazy. Didn't we have We had like 4 guys in the box, eh? Remember that 6
Yeah.
guys in the box? Holy
16. There's
No.
one point where we had like
No, we-
all together, like 16 guys.
Because there were penalties that happened after that.
Yeah.
We were playing 3-on-3 during the regular game, and I was out there. That's how you know that your entire team's in the box.
Boys wanted to fight, and some of the guys didn't, and everyone still got a penalty. So
I'm still surprised Onegi still didn't get the penalty for pickaxing the guy in the neck.
Yeah.
The kid's just choking.
Yeah, well, Onagi's like, "Coach, I didn't get a 10, right? Because they just gave all you guys 10s.
Yeah.
And then Metcalf was like, "Okay, go out there." It goes 4-minute head contact. And I'm like, "Well, you just defeated the purpose. Like, we were gonna have you."
Yeah. Their captain, St. Paul's captain, saw Onegi pickaxing him, so he went at him, and then he jumped into the bench. I grabbed him, threw one good punch, and then just full on arm swinging from there.
Yeah, then you take the helmet off and kind of look at our crowd, and you're just like,
yeah, hyping up the crowd, staring at St. Paul's the entire time.
Yeah, but the best was the Ryan's better chant. That was awesome.
We just went up to them there.
Yeah.
Our crowd was way bigger.
Yeah,
Way better.
Our crowd took up 3/4 of the stands.
And we just squished St. Paul's into the other corner.
Yeah, and then all the way around the boards, there was at least 3 rows of people around the boards there.
Yeah.
And
I've never played in a rink with a bigger crowd. It was crazy.
And it was crazy that we scored. Like, we scored, and you couldn't even hear our goal horn. It was so loud in there.
Yeah, everybody brought the horns, so then everybody was playing with the goal horn.
Yeah. Yeah.
So fun.
And the best was they had one of those like those talking blow horns or whatever. and I just remember it was dead silent in there for a second, and Conrad was like, "Hey, 9, I can smell you from here." And like you could hear it across the entire ice. And
His microphone.
yeah, and then a bunch of
so
St. Paul's
funny.
guys took off their shirts and it said "crew" on them. And I just remember I just hear like Connor Nickel, Conrad, AJ, and they just yell across the guys, "Put your shirts on!" And they're like yelling at the guys. And then,
we don't want to see that shit.
Crew is poo. Yeah,
That was the best.
Yeah, and the daddy's money was priceless.
That's just
Priceless.
That one can
It's a
never
classic.
get old.
Yeah, and then Austie, like after we celebrated, after we scored in overtime, I just remember he dropped his stick and he flipped off the crowd like this, and it was funny because like his cousin was on the other team, so Austie's mom and Owen's mom were sitting in the stands together, but they were like sitting in the border of the 2 stands, and Ryan just flips off the crowd like no big deal. And another thing about that game is Jalen scored to put us up 1-0. He scored
Oh.
top shelf, right?
Yeah, that was the
and I was like,
that was the first time I've ever seen
Yeah.
him actually shoot the puck.
I was like, Jalen, I think that's the first time I ever saw you raise it. Because every time it was always try to go 5-hole.
Or a dangle.
Yeah, or a dangle.
Sick dangle.
Yeah. and he scored. And then after that, he was trying to raise it. And it was good.
Actually, one of the best moments was Garden City semifinals goes into a shootout.
Oh,
And
provincials,
I'm
yeah.
sitting with Tyler Sawchuk, probably one of the funnier things. And I tell him right off the start, I'm like, if I'm first in the shootout, I'm gonna shit my pants. Well, soon enough, Metcalf
Someone smells
pulls
something.
everybody pulls each other together, and we're like, okay, Dylan number 1, and then they just goes off. I'm like, I'm a grade 10, second line, third line bum, and you're choosing me first in the shootout. Metcalf, again, not one of your best choices. And then I go out there, miss, try to go 5-hole and missed it, and then Jalen goes in last shooter.
One of the nicest moves.
Last shooter, and the nicest move I've ever seen. Just pulls it back.
Yeah.
Oh,
One thing that I always appreciated about Garden City is we fought hard while the game was going on.
Yeah.
But then after the game in the handshake, it was always
respectable.
It was always respect. Even when we won, they were like, hey, you guys played well, enjoy it.
Yeah.
And even, like when we beat them in the semis of provincials, they were like, hey, go beat St. Paul's. We love you guys. And we're like, all right. So yeah, that was a lot of fun. Honestly, it was just a great season.
One of those things that I would never think of was game 2 after the game ended, after Jalen sauced over and Onegi finished beautifully.
Did the Patrick Kane heartbreaker celebration?
In the lineup, before that game, kids were telling that they're gonna injure me, try to take me out of the game.
Yeah.
And then at the end of the game, I've never seen these guys actually be respectful to us.
Yeah.
And they're telling me how I did a good job, how I had a nice shot at the end.
Yeah.
And the only person that didn't was their goalie that I scored on.
Yeah.
So it was so funny.
Yeah. Honestly, our league, I think that this year the league was probably stronger than a lot of other years. There were a lot of teams that could have won this year. And I don't want to say that it was lucky that we won, but we were just kind of right place at the right time, won at the right time,
We
too.
battled back. We fought back. We were always...
If you think about it, Dakota was a good team, too. If they got past us, who says that they couldn't have won the
They
cities,
beat
too?
us twice that year.
In the regular season.
They
They
were
beat
winning
us.
that series in the regular season, and then we just pulled off 2 quick wins. And
Massey did too.
Yeah.
They beat us
Yeah,
too.
Massey beat us, too, and then they actually got upset. I don't want to say upset because all 6 teams that made the actual playoffs were really good teams. Vincent Massey was ranked 1. I think they only lost 3 games the entire season.
yeah,
Sure. Oh, yeah.
And, I mean, they lost to Garden City, St. Paul's, and I think River East. 3 really good teams. You can't blame them for losing those games, right?
yeah,
Also, River East, we beat them both times, but we only beat them by 1.
yeah.
Yeah.
Garden City, we beat them once in the regular season, lost them once, but we played them so many times in tournaments. I think our final record against them was, 7-4.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So, which is still really close because there weren't many teams that could beat us.
yeah.
And then, obviously, St. Paul's, they finished second.
Twice.
We beat them both times regular
Yeah.
season, both times playoffs, and they beat us in provincials.
Yeah,
Who else was in the playoffs? I think we just named all of them.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
but yeah, all 4 of those teams were good, and then even some of the teams that didn't make the playoffs, like Oak Park, they never even scored on us this year, but they were actually a good team.
Everyone battled.
They just couldn't put it in the back of the net.
I guess
They were okay.
they were decent. They had a decent goalie and nothing to. They had 1 good defenseman, and then that was it.
Yeah, they had Rushka or whatever,
Yeah.
their captain. Then they had West and Godfrey up front.
West. Yeah,
West was good,
yeah,
and but yeah, another thing. Were any of you guys there to watch the All-Star game?
Yeah, I was.
Okay.
There's a picture on
Yeah.
the Sturgeon Heights where I'm in the back of all the All-Stars. It
Yeah.
was funny.
How did the Gabwa goalie make the All-Star game?
Oh my
gee.
God.
Yeah, I saw that. I was, you know.
I was sitting with the Oak Park goalie, and he was just
Yeah.
furious to see him out there.
Yeah,
I was
Liam,
like, oh
Liam
my
was
God.
mad. He was like, how did this guy make it?
Yeah.
And another thing that kind of makes me mad is Gilbert was the only goalie ranked in the top 10 of the Winnipeg Sun top 10 rankings of high school hockey players, and he didn't win goalie of the year.
Who won it?
Was it
Chad Harrison,
yeah.
from St. Paul's.
Oh my God. That kid's such a bum.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's like he started 12 games, so he started I think like 12 or 10 less games than Gilbert, and he had a lower goals against average. But I checked who he played. He played like Gabwa, Kelvin, Westwood both times, CJS both times, Dakota.
Oh, was it that black helmet guy?
No, it was the white helmet guy.
Oh.
They chose to play
Oh,
him
I-
against the
yeah.
worst teams,
Yeah.
so he had a better
Right.
record.
Yeah, well, it's just like
That's not right.
like
Pulled the arrow on that guy just straight.
yeah. Well, it's like you know how Metcalf like after all the games he would get all the stats right on the game sheet because he would get the game sheet after the games.
Yeah.
Well, I heard a rumor that apparently like St. Paul's they kind of tamper with the game sheets after and they try to give like their top players a bunch of points. Like say that there's only like one, like there's a goal and there's only one assist on that goal. They would give one of their top players the second assist so that they could pad their stats. So that's why I'm pretty sure it was Lewis last year or something. He led the league in points
Yeah.
last year as like a
Not
grade 11.
surprised, Yeah.
But like that's just a rumor. I don't want to call anybody out on that, but that's just kind of like what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true, but I wouldn't be surprised if it was.
Yeah.
Well, the stats this year wasn't very accurate. I gotta be honest
No.
with you. It
Yeah.
was tampered. It wasn't right. I remember I got a couple assists one game and
Yeah.
didn't count. But
Yeah, my game that I broke my collarbone, I had 2 assists before I left. I come and it says that I had 0 points. I'm
yeah,
like,
it's like
okay. They even announced it on the thing. It was like goal scored by Tyler Sawchuk, assisted by Nathan Gould, not even on the game sheet.
they screwed.
What?
They screwed a lot of things up. Like
Yeah.
I remember, Aussie was on a breakaway or something like that. And he scored and. I got the goal.
Yeah.
And he didn't get anything. I was just like, what
Yeah.
the heck?
Yeah, well, and Metcalf forgot to take me off the game sheet for like 6 games after. So I had like 18 or no, not 18. I had like 8 points in like 13 games. And then Metcalf forgot to take me off the game sheet for 6 straight games. So it made my stats look absolutely shit. It was like 8 points in 19 games, but he forgot to take me off the game sheet for a lot of them. But yeah, it was just a great season, and it's too bad that obviously we can't have the same team, but it's just like Stanley Cup teams. They have to lose a few guys in the off season.
Yeah.
And
It's too bad.
we'll have a strong team again this year if the pieces fall in the right places.
Yeah.
Like if Gilbert decides to come back, which I've heard that he wants to.
Yeah.
If even Trent wants to come play.
I heard the last podcast, and I know that he wanted to not say anything. But,
Yeah.
So I'll try not to say anything more. But he has this one team, I think, out in the MJ
Yeah.
and if he doesn't make that, and if his friends doesn't play with another team,
Yeah.
then he's coming back to Huskies hockey for sure, because AAA midget is off the table.
Yeah. Well,
So-
he just said that he had so much fun, and I mean, if he came back, he'd be getting over 20 starts again.
Yeah.
Like he'll be the best goalie in the league next year.
Oh,
You know,
If
like
he was
yeah.
already
Yeah.
this year.
for
Yeah.
sure, because Brody and
Bro-
Chad are
Brody
gone.
and Chad are gone.
Yeah.
The Vincent Massey goalie was actually very strong. He's gone to Van Laken or whatever his name is. He's
Is it
leaving.
that shaky goalie that taps
No,
his
he's
head
a
on the post every
he's
game?
Yeah.
I thought he was
My God.
O2.
Is he?
Yeah, I think he was O2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, but
He's a
he got suspended in the. Were any of you guys at the provincial qualifier games, like the wild card games?
No.
Because I was at the game. It was Vincent Massey versus.
Garden City was it? Or
No, it was Vincent Massey against St. Paul's, and Vincent Massey was losing by 3 or 4 with like 5 minutes left, and he got a match penalty for blockering.
That's sick.
Blockering is like minimum 5-game suspension, so he'll start off the season next year not even playing,
Yeah.
which is one thing. But yeah, do you guys have anything to say or anything else that we may have forgot about here?
Best player that you've played with.
Oh yeah, who's the best player that you've ever been on a team with?
Best player?
Yeah,
Oof.
myself.
That I
There's lots. There's
best, most good looking would be Gouldy.
Oh, no.
definitely the flow in that. Oh, it's just
Maybe
beautiful.
the hair, but that's it.
But best player would be Osty. I haven't played with.
Yeah,
I've been on AA so many years that it's just been me and whoever. So Osty would
Yeah.
be 100%.
Probably playing with Ryan Godfrey.
yeah.
I
Yeah.
could see that.
Godfrey would be. I mean, he's in the Dubs, so how can you go wrong with him?
Best
Very, very good.
best player I've ever played against.
Yeah,
100%
Lambos.
Carson Lambos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's just so crazy. And now that I saw him on the junior Canada games,
Yeah,
and seeing him be the captain for Team Toba would.
yeah.
Oh,
Like that's insane. Being
he's
a
with Kody, eh?
yeah.
that's-
Well, Winnipeg Ice now.
oh.
Yeah.
He's coming here.
That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we got one more year, Dill and I, with high school. If he doesn't make Dauphin,
Yeah.
right? But if we come back, I'm sure that we'll have a ton more stories because we'll be the vets this year too. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
we kind of get to run the table.
Run the boys down.
Yeah.
Break them down.
So without further ado, we'll see you guys next time.